What if female Deku was Big Mom, also known as Charlotte Linlin? Part 2. The entrance exam. As Big Mom walks in, of course, she's not going to take any regular entrance exam. She's rich. She's taking the recommendation exam. Now, for Quark listed, she did tell her mother about Prometheus, Zeus, and Napoleon. Because Big Mom likes her mother is Inko, because Inko is an amazing character in My Hero universe, and so on. As she walks to the recommendation exam, and of course she sits down and waits with the other students. As she ends up talking to Momo Ryozu. As Momo comes over, excuse me, this is the recommendation exam, right? As Big Mom looks over, why, yes, it is. This is the recommendation exam. I just got here a few moments ago. Now we see what she thinks about the UA so far within her head. This is UA. It doesn't seem like anything special so far. I could demolish this place if I wanted to, but then again, this is one of my mother's precious business partners, so I better not cause any trouble. As she would seemingly sit there calmingly, as, well, Midnight, which I believe is the person running the recommendation exam, that or Aizawa, would go over and go through the recommendation rules. I believe they had a 100-meter dash for the most part. As Big Mom would ride on Zeus, and Zeus would go at very high speeds. As she would basically clear first place on that little test there alone. And of course the other tests went the same as usual, as she had basically aced the exam, the recommendation exam, earning her spot in the top. Of course, the same thing happens with Todoroki and the person with the air quirk. I never remember his name. But, he just goes to Shigetsu. And Big Mom pretty much just makes her way outside. Now, Aizawa or Midnight, which whoever's doing the recommendation exam, did notice her power and how she moves so fast. Was a bit interested, so they decided to look at the quirk she had, and it was known as Soul, which confused, well, I'm just gonna say it's Aizawa. He was doing the recommendation exam. Because how does that increase her speed? But we go to Izumi waiting outside. Where's Vander? As she's looking around, as the butler pulls up. I'm here, ma'am. As Momo Ryozu would see this, and another person that has a limo would pick them up. As she noticed it was the green-haired girl that she had talked to when she walked into the recommendation exam. As Big Mom got into the car, alright, we can head home. As, of course, she closes the thing up to talk to Zeus, Prometheus, and Napoleon. As Napoleon speaks, come on, Mama, why can't I have some fun? Why do I have Zeus have all the fun? Hey, come on now, guys. I have to redeem myself for Mama. Or else, be quiet, Zeus. Yeah, be quiet. Sorry. After all, you know how many times you betrayed Mama so easily. You've let down Mama so many times. I haven't let her down at all, pretty much as much while we've been here. That is true, Zeus. You have not let me down pretty much at all while we've been here in this world. See? But you did betray me in the last one, which very well hurts since you have a part of my soul. As Zeus looks down. Yeah, but why can't we have some fun, Mama? We could have easily just destroyed the course. After all, I was hoping we'd go fight some robots. Calm down, Prometheus. After all, we don't want to mess with too many opponents. As Napoleon looks down. That's right. Once we expand, well, whatever Mama has planned, Japan will just be a measly city in the palm of her hand. Mama smiles. Why, yes. As Prometheus, Zeus look confused. So what do you plan to do, Mama? Simple. We're gonna run Mama's company once I'm gone. You're gonna run Inko Midoriya, your mother's company? Why, of course. Imagine all those delicious treats. After all, Mama has the best chefs in the world cook for her. As she starts to drool a little bit, as Vander would tap on the glass, Ma'am, your honey buns. As basically they just could be slit through a little compartment in front of Big Mom. Ah, thank you, Vander. As she would eat them. So delicious. How long until we get home? We should be home in a few minutes. Give or take. Very well. Now we go to UA. The teacher's going over the recording footages of, the recommendation and entrance exams. As they are talking about Izumi's quirk, as Aizawa brings this to Nezu, as they replay the footage, as showing Zeus. Very interesting. What did you say her quirk was, Aizawa? I looked up her quirk. It says soul. Maybe these are fabrics of her soul made into reality. Nezu says, Can you be so sure? I cannot be certain, but that is most likely the case. Because there is a possibility she could make something using her soul. But it would also be a part of her. That's just my little guess. Or this has nothing to do with her and she had outside help. But we already knew everyone in the exam site with their quirks, so I doubt it could be that. Maybe an item? Eraserhead says, No. An item couldn't just seemingly make a thundercloud and you could just stand on it. You're right. As they're still speculating on her quirk. Well, she did pass. Shall we send the letter? Why, of course. As he would send a letter to Big Mom. As Big Mom had just gotten home with the butler, Vander, as Inko Midori's on the phone. Yes, I know. I'm sending another shipment over there now. What do you mean you want a whole nother batch? We are running tight on things with so many orders lately. You're either going to have to wait for the delay, or you're going to have to, as Big Mom would come in, Mom, as she would look over, 1 second. Hello, sweetie, how was the entry exam? As she smiles, I aced it, of course. Well, that's good to hear. Your mother has to handle this right now. Could you, Vander, could you take her to the kitchen or something? As Vander just nods, of course. Why don't we try that new cake that I brought in from Africa? As Big Mom looks over, a cake from Africa? Ooh, I wonder what flavor. Follow me, ma'am. As she would get on the phone. As Izumi or Inko would get back on the phone. As Vander would take, Izumi to the kitchen, as he would pull out the African cake. They happened to use bananas and coconuts, believe it or not, as well as some other materials to make this cake. Ooh, it looks delicious. As she would take a bite and would be overwhelmed by the joy and satisfaction of the bite. Delicious as always. Vander, you know exactly what calms me down. Why, of course. A butler like myself analyzes what the person they serve needs most. For you, it's certain types of sweets, so every now and then I bring a few special desserts like this, and I have a few in stock. As he quickly just opens the fridge, as there's like a few more sitting there. I always have backups. As he would close it. As Big Mom would say, You're the best butler ever. As Vander would just smile. Now a day or two would go by, and she would get the letter for a UA, saying, she got in and all that. As, of course, it would come to about the first day. Big Mom didn't really care. She knew what she was getting in. So I'm just going to skim over that part. As she would go on to her first day, as she would walk the halls, as she would look up, if I was in my old body, this doorway would fit me. But Big Mom is like in Izumi's body, so she's a lot smaller. Like if I remember, imagine a prime Big Mama, I guess. As she would walk into her class, of course, seeing Bakugo talking with Ida, the description of all that, the other students sitting down, but Napoleon would notice, Eraserhead, as he would just whisper something, Mama, Mama. As she would look up, what is it, Napoleon? As he would look his eyes in the direction. As she would look and notice Aizawa. As Aizawa saw that Izumi, Big Mom, had seen him. Now, she had seen him and just went to go sit down. As Arisa said, she managed to see me. Impressive. As she would go to the very back, not really caring about anything, as she had her own bag with her. As she sits in the very back, as she pulls out a bit of a sweets, as she starts to munch. Vander does know how to keep me supplied with many sweets. As well, the time would go by when everyone's in the class. Eraserhead gets up. Calm down, students. It's time for the lesson to begin. As he just places a uniform out, everyone go to the changing room. We're going to do a physical exam. As Uraraka mentioned something about orientation, Big Mom just gets up and just simply walks. And, of course, as always says, this is my class, my rules. Now, to the changing room. Yeah, say sorry to Mineta, because he just got... I'm just going to skim over this. He tries to peep, he just gets electrocuted. Because I don't want to kill Mineta, because that would get her kicked out. So, Zeus just simply electrocutes Mineta. As he's just passed out, foaming from the mouth, in the boys' locker room. As everyone would be questioning why there's a lightning cloud in there. As Big Mom would say, don't mind Zeus. He's just a companion of mine that travels around with me. Of course, Mama. As she would make her way through the doorway and just leave to the exam site. The physical exam site. Now, Izumi is no joke when it comes to physical parts of the exam. She is stronger than All Might. Literally a punch from Big Mom is stronger than All Might's. I think, what was it, Texas Smash? Or United States of Smash, whatever. It's just his punches. As, of course, they would go off the list where Bakugo would go first and all that. Now, for the throwing ball exam, it would go like this. It would go Uraraka as number 1. It would go Big Mom as number 2. And pretty much in every other category, she would dominate. Maybe the running part, no, she had Zeus, Prometheus. She basically dominated all the other categories in terms of physical strength. And we skip a few days as, well, Izumi is heading back to the house. Vander gotten back as her mother's been gone most of the time and all that. As Vander was there, as Izumi says this question, where has Mom been lately? Well, you see, your mother has been very busy. She's gotten a lot of calls expanding the business, but it seems there's been a bit of a problem lately she's been trying to figure out. A problem? Why don't you tell me about it, Vander? Unfortunately, I do not know the problem or the details myself. So unfortunately, I cannot inform you, miss. But remember, you have a big day tomorrow. I heard you're going back to school for the second day, which is the Hero 101 training. But I suggest you refill your sweets, as I know your bag is pretty much empty. As Big Mom looks at her bag. How do you know when A good butler knows when something's wrong. As he just leans his hand out. As she just gives him the bag. Good, I will prepare a nice bunch of delicious treats for your time in class tomorrow. As he would just seemingly walk to the kitchen. As Prometheus comes out. He just knows what to get you every time, doesn't he? He's a very good butler. I wish I had a butler like him back when I was still in the One Piece world. Well, he is very smart. He knows exactly what you want pretty much every time. Does he have like a mind-reading quirk, Mama? As Napoleon speaks up, he might. He knows pretty much everything Big Mama wants. He could just be good at telling her facial expressions. We didn't ask for your opinion, Zeus. It could be that last one, Mama admits. As then, of course, the day will go by, same as usual. She goes to bed. She wakes up for the next day. Vander had a bunch of sweets prepared. She would go to school. And now time for the 2v2s. Hero Course train. As All Might would walk into the door, walking in like a normal person. Now, welcome to Hero Course 101. And remember, the clothes make the pros. As, of course, they would come off the walls and all that. Now, here's the description of Izumi's hero outfit. It's basically the same Big Mom outfit, but instead of pink, green. Yeah. As, of course, they would get for the training, as Zeus, Prometheus, and Napoleon would be just looking at everyone. As all of them look over at Big Mom, as Mina comes over. So, what is your quirk? My quirk is soul. I can send my parts of my soul into objects, like Prometheus here and Zeus, and Napoleon, as she refers to her hat. As, she's like, wow, they can even speak? Yeah, we can speak. Yeah, but I'd prefer to sleep right now. Come on, Zeus, we do have a little bit of a test right now, so don't fall asleep on me. Yeah, right, don't fall asleep on Mama. As, Sue comes over. Why do they call you Mama? Oh, well, they consider me as Mama for, having a piece of my soul. As they take like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. They've just been calling that her because it's what they used to calling her as. Now, this is where I change up the schedule a little bit. This time, it's going to be, Shoji. I really hope I got this one right. He's the one with all the lots of arms. Versus Bakugo and Kirishima. As she would be paired up with Shoji. As she would look over. Fascinating. What type of race is he from? Remember, Mama, this quark has quarks in this world. They're the same race as you. Fair point, but look at that quark. It is absolutely interesting. As, of course, she still has a little bit of a thing of, like, races and all that. So when a person looks different, she does take an interest. As she would go over, so, what's your name? As, of course, you have the mask. Shoji. Nice to meet you. I'm Izumi. As she would shake her hand. Now, let's take care of, the two villains, as she would say. As they would say, begin. So what's the plan? Well, I would simply just use Napoleon, Zeus, or Prometheus to simply destroy the building or the villains, but this is going to be a. Can't really destroy the building without setting off the bomb. So, how about this? Zeus, do you mind taking Shoji here to the top floor? No problem, Mama. What will you do? I will simply deal with the other villain. Don't worry, I'll be fine. As she walks in, as Shoji would look at her walk in before getting on Zeus, before flying up. So, what is Izumi like? Oh, you mean Mama? Oh, well, she can be very sweet. Although, you don't want to get Mama mad. What, is she that bad when she's mad? Oh, she is terrifying when she's mad. You can't expect the house to be, you can expect the building to get destroyed. I really hope Mama didn't bring her bag with her. Oh, wait. No, she didn't. I remember her watching her leave it in the back when she, next to her, hero uniform case. So that's good. As they get to the roof, as Shoji would get off. So, are you just going to follow me? I guess so. Mama did tell me to follow you. So, as Zeus would go along with Zeus, well, Shoji. As we go to Big Mom, who's wandering the hall, as Bach goes making explosions, heading down the hall. There you are. As he prepares the explosion, sending it at her. But Prometheus obviously just tanks and absorbs the explosion. He says he just simply consumes it. I gotta say, that's some weak fire. You got any more? As Paco would be a little bit disturbed as he would back up. What? Oh, this is Prometheus. Why, he can absorb any flames you send his way. So, with your quark, you're basically nothing against him. Have your fun, Prometheus. Napoleon, can you figure out the location of the bomb? If I had to guess, it's 2 floors. No, 3 floors above us. Down the hall, to the left. Thank you. Question, if I were to jump from here to the 3rd floor, would that cause any structural integrity damage? But one of the pillars would give way. I guess the stairs, then. What about the elevator? The elevator's out of commission. Not even added to the building. Perfect for jumping upward. Thank you, Napoleon. As, of course, Baco would try not to let this happen, throwing explosions. But Prometheus, however, would just eat these explosions before setting fire towards Bakugo. Now, Bakugo, who's had enough of dealing with Prometheus, prepares his big explosion while Big Mom was prying the elevator doors open. As he pulls the pin, as, of course, All Might goes over saying it, Bakugo, no, you'll kill her. Not if she dodges. As the blast goes off, as she takes this blast head on. And when the smoke clears, she took no damage. None at all. She just walks through it. What was that attack? She has the durability of Big Mom. As she would simply just run towards Bakugo and just give a right haymaker straight to his face, sending him out of the building and enlarged in the building right beside them. Knocked out. Now, of course, of this, the building has lost a little bit of structural damage. Not too much to knock the building over. And now we go see how Ida's doing. Ida's just been electrified by Zeus, and Shoji had just pressed the bomb. Winner! The heroes! As everyone would go back, and of course, All Might was saying, who is the MVP of this battle? Definitely Big Mom. Or Izumi. She definitely had the focus, walked in, and all that, and helped Shoji get to the top floor. Coming up with a plan to type of separate the villains, and have Shoji get the bomb. As they were all impressed and shocked that she managed to survive the explosion basically directly. So they did shock them. As Izumi just simply goes to the change room, change out. Everything goes as canon. Just Bakugo had a bit of a broken arm after that punch. He'll recover by the time of the USJ, guarantee it. And, of course, would head home. Now we go to a mysterious place, and we see Shigaraki, Kurogiri, and someone else. Is the Nomu ready? Yes, Master. Go defeat All Might. Of course, I've gathered plenty of villains for this event. And that's the end of part 2 of What If Female Deku was Charlotte Linlin, also known as Big Mom. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.